Welcome to the Enlightenment space. A place of allowing and acceptance and transforming. The transformation taking place moment by moment. We send out compassion, love, and acceptance for the problems of the world, those experiencing loss. We hold in our heart this space of allowing, a space of transcendence, to move beyond the moment of fear and dread, to move into a space of hope, of love and compassion for all that is lost and for all that is gained. All events in the world are seen in the consciousness, in this awareness. And as we allow ourselves to be in tune with what is, we experience a transcendence, a self-acceptance of all the contributions that we have made unconsciously to the world around us. To consciously begin to make transformation the bottom line of all events and connection in all things. Rishnolhya Vandyanom Kish Naktaindo Savan Sachi Lagnyor Sokya Venshari Vinepresho Laukyon Si Ventag Indikoshtait Kanamlo Vini Krishna Tokyand Sachandi Venek Tosho Lagyonde Mi Shaloda Kashai diviniste kanshu la sho kanyak te venerblo kian da kisha venjero kushu dushan ven kan jana. This question comes, what is life trying to tell us? What is it trying to show us? To see the current events of these moments, to recognize, to see connections for cause and effect at work. We live in a world of division, held in place by fear and resistance. It is a time to embrace what is, not flee from it, or even condemn it, but simply to embrace life in this moment. For that is the quickest way of transcendence. without resistance or expectations or attachments. There's a liberating experience and freedom that comes from the moment. The moment can be clouded by one's resistance and fear and attachment, but to let go. We so often have said, let go. The path of letting go, allowing, embracing, leads to transcendence. We are not exempt from the events of this life, but also we have a greater power in which to focus on these events and understand the cause and effects that is in operation. Events are caused by human consciousness. We like to think that, oh, it's just an accident. It's just a random event. There is nothing random about events. They are consequences of long-held beliefs and concepts of should or shouldn't. Doesn't leave much room for allowing what is. It takes great courage to allow what is. For the intellect will say, oh, if we don't resist this, if we don't fight this, it'll control us. But now, I ask you, if you are fighting it or resisting it, isn't it already controlling you? Events are those things in the world and the consciousness that are attempting to shift the scenario of this life. And I know there is a lot to shift. There is a lot to overcome. There is a lot to transcend. For this world is in chaos because of beliefs. The conditioning that comes from beliefs. The rules that arise from beliefs are all in conflict with the free-flowing isness of what life is in actuality. It's difficult to see it when the glass is all smudged with beliefs and conditionings, concepts, and should and shouldn'ts. How are we ever going to achieve the world that we and the consciousness can realize? The world that we can actually live in our own way and life. When we allow ourselves to transcend the things of the world and look beyond the grievances and the problems and the troubles and the chaos, we see something different. We are not in denial. We are fully aware of the problems of this conditional life, brought on by intense beliefs about who is right and who is wrong, who is worthy and who is unworthy. All of these judgments simply create more judgments, more obstacles for this enlightenment to take place in the human being. And it must take place if humanity is to survive. We are down to survival. Will we survive our own conditioning, beliefs, and concepts? Or will we transcend and move to a higher perspective that comes from a greater connection of awareness, seeing a higher purpose and possibility for this existence. The next step is to begin to live that realization, to live as consciousness, being the living consciousness presence of all that is. I know it seems like a very tall order, a very difficult path, but we take one step at a time, one step into the next moment, bringing into that moment a higher awareness of connection and transcendence, and something that we know within our true being. That all things around us are illusions brought on by separation, fear, doubt, beliefs, concepts, all of those things. And I admit it is difficult to move beyond concepts and beliefs. But we must. We can't continue as a human species holding on to the past. It is time to embrace the future of our true self, the unlimited, connected, transcending beingness that we are moving towards. I know the intellect says, so you say, so you hope. But we are. When we connect the dots, seeing all the things that are taking place in this world, what does it say? It simply is pointing out that these beliefs, these separations, this other is a calamity, is not the path of enlightenment or enlightenment, not even awareness. For when you can see clearly the consequences that are caused by beliefs and conditioning in the other, we see it, we feel it. We must transcend it. We must finally come to the place of belief in the true one self, that is life itself. To hold that in the front of everything else, to lift it up so that it might draw all beings into its grace, its love, its compassion, its acceptance, and finally transcendence. Humanity cannot continue on this path that it's set. It is time to move off of this path that the intellect, mind, separation has created out of fear, and move into a path of awareness, of connection that comes about through allowing easiness, but not passively, but actively, saying, this is the possibility that lies right in the moment. I choose this possibility of transcendence. I choose this way of being as consciousness itself. Consciousness itself. That is the only way for us to transcend and move beyond the separations of beliefs and concepts and conditioning. For we are in this balance, and it swings towards separation, doubts and fears, and panic. We must swing the other direction into hope, into allowing, into acceptance and transcendence, knowing full well that we are powerful, that our thinking is powerful, that our awareness is powerful, and through that we transform our immediate environment, which allows for transforming the environments around us. It is a great service to life to hold a higher possibility for this existence. It is a great service to the earth to see the troubles that ignorance has brought upon the earth and begin to negate those things, holding another path of unfolding for all of existence. I know the intellect says impossible. But so many things in the past have been deemed impossible, and yet now they are actuality of life. So why not this? Why not this? That is the question. To allow yourself to move around from all different directions and see a greater possibility for humanity, for the earth, for all of creation. You see, it is really up to you. It is really up to you. A one in awareness directs the flow of energy. A one in ignorance misdirects, creating chaos. So which shall we be? Direct the energy into transformation and transcendence through connection and higher awareness of greater possibilities. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your love and your support.
Todd says, thank you, Ishvara.
You're welcome, Todd.
And Anna Orslava says, thank you, Ishvara. You answered my question without me asking it. Much love to you and all.
Oh, good. Glad it's working.
And Johannes says, thank you. One in the consciousness is the majority.
Right. Right on, Johannes. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you for being who you are, and your love and your support.